How you doing, Ty?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. It's a little cold outside, so we're just trying to keep warm. I've got a fire in the fireplace, trying to thaw out my pipes currently, but I'm in high spirits.
When you get to my age, you try and thaw out your pipes quite a lot, but we won't talk about that. So it seems like you've got a massive amount of going on your journey. So I mean, I was worn out reading it, to be fair, and I was just sitting there. Like, you're doing a lot of stuff. So tell us a bit about how you got to here, where you are now.
Okay, so wow. So one of the main points in my story is that that I have just been in love with music for since my dad first put on Tommy James and the Shandells when I was little. And by the time I was 23 years old, I owned a bar and I started that bar just so that I could put a stage in the back and play music. And all the acts that I hired to come through the bar, I would open for or play their set break. And we started doing an open mic in this little town. And then I started a production company and started bringing larger acts into town. And I loved everything about concerts and music. And I've just always wanted to be in the limelight. I mean, going back to when I was 8 years old, I was in the school program, the Christmas program, and I just a little dorky 8 year old had to steal the show and was in every play in high school and junior high. And so I've just always been the performer, class clown, whatever you want to call it, just the attention hog. And so I got into concerts that way, through that bar, through playing my guitar and writing these little songs, lots of cover songs. And one of my favorite claim to fame while doing the production company was we got Eric Church on a Wednesday night when his first single hit, and we got him for 5 grand in this little town. And I think it's 5 grand to get him on the phone these days. So it was a really cool. It was the only show that my production company was ever able to sell out. A lot of fun there. I remember that show. The country crowd came in, and that venue is not allowed to have hard liquor anymore either after that show. So yeah. But yeah, just that, and then I've been in and out of bands until recently when I decided to go solo because I met a producer, Mark Rennick. Muka is his nickname, and he owns Prairie Sun Records, which is a studio out of San Francisco that did the 11 Tom Waits albums and some Van Morrison, Bob Dylan, Greg Allman, Journey, UFO, just all these names. I think Turnpike Troubadours did some recording there in 2015, which is how I got involved with some of them being on the record. But it was when I was there and just my life experiences I came in contact with Muka while we were recording at that studio, and we became friends. And he told me that if I got sober, he would produce an album for me. And so you didn't have to tell me twice. So I spent the next couple months in rehab and called him up and said, "Hey, I'm fresh out of rehab. When do we start?" And he said, "Well, boy, I'm gonna keep my word." And so then we started this journey and spent the next year recording. We went down to Oklahoma and recorded with some Turnpike Troubadours. We got Hank Early on banjo and pedal steel on this album. We were down there recording at Studio 115, which is where the Turnpike album Goodbye Normal Street was recorded. And so yeah, just this whole journey. We went up to Portland, Oregon and recorded. And but part of how him and I became friends is so I've got this clothing line in Guatemala that I started, and I had given him this really colorful vest as just a gift. I mean, meet a guy in the first 5 minutes, you're handing him this garment. And so that sparked a lot of conversation. And and so that's one of the ways that we became friends. The cool thing about the vest is everybody on the album, that every one of the musicians on the album got a vest, and I didn't realize what I was doing at the time, but now if I like, because I mean, how many of these guys record on X amount of albums in a year? They're not going to remember me. And then you say, can I get a little testimonial? The guy that gave me the best. Oh, I remember you. Right. Okay. So yeah, I've got that going for me. But yeah, and then the whole Guatemala thing is I have a retreat space down in Guatemala that my friends and I have been building for 6 years, and it's like a yoga and arts plant medicine retreat. And since I've been down there and got the clothing line going, and what I'm doing with the clothes is if you've ever been to South America, Central America, they have the really bright colored fabrics. And so what I do is I take Western wear, like the cowboy Scully shirt that a lot of us country performers like to wear, and I just put the flair, the Southwest or South American color on these Western designs, and people are really liking it. And on our website, we have some of that going. And but then I saw the coffee beans for the Guatemalan coffee beans in Starbucks for $20 a half pound. So I said, oh my gosh, I live there part-time kind of. And next time I was down there, I went to the 5 coffee towns around the lake and found a family and bought 300 pounds of green coffee beans and smuggled them home in my luggage. It's not really smuggling because it's legal, but with my criminal record, they thought I was smuggling. And at customs in Texas, they took me into this back room and read me the riot act and tried to get me to admit what was under the beans and this and that. And finally they let me go with my coffee beans. And then yeah, I'm learning how to roast coffee, and it's some of the best coffee in the world. It really is good. It's grown on a volcano, and the soil on the volcano is so rich already from the volcanic soil, so that it's naturally organic and really tasty coffee. And we'll have that up on the website as well. It might already be up there. It's all still real new, so but you can check all that out at stonehawker.com.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of questions I had, and then you answered them all in that last one. So I'm going to go with celebrity encounters.
Celebrity encounters, right? And that's the funny thing about the Eric Church story is I never got to meet him.
Oh, really?
I met the whole band and his management, but yeah, they were already playing Rockstar that early on. So um yeah, but celebrity encounters, let's see. Um well, just making this album what was great. Up and coming celebrities, I got to meet and play music with Hank Early from Turnpike Troubadours. And before I met him, they told me, oh, he's the best pedal steel player in all of Texas. After recording with him, I'm gonna have to agree. But that was a lot of fun hanging out with him and picking his brain a little bit. Those guys are doing really good out there right now, and so humble and such a great musician. And just to have him listen to my song, and then right after listening to it once, be like, I know what to do here, and just really cool stuff. Really cool stuff to be able to hang out with rock stars.
It's time now for our U Country quiz, which is called What Do They Know? So you can't see it at the moment, but you're sitting in our quiz booth, and it's as sparkly as your personality, man. I'm really enjoying it. You've got an infectious, you're just infectious, basically, and you make people smile. So you're making me smile today. So thanks for that.
I love it.
What we're going to do is this quiz is very simple. We put 2 minutes on the clock, and then I just fire a load of questions at you, and that's it. It's literally that. At the moment, we have the leaders on the leaderboard are called Tennessee Twin. They're a UK country act here, and they have scored 14 points so far, and that was for the TV show The Big Bang Theory. Your chosen subject is Waylon Jennings. So, are you ready, Ty?
You know, I am. I went on Wikipedia and I read I read what I could there. So fire away.
All I can say is, as I didn't create this quiz, all answers are final. Okay,
Okay.
here we go. So
Okay.
2 minutes
All
on the
right.
clock starting now. So Waylon Jennings was born in what year? Was it 1932, 47, or 37?
32.
Uh, that is incorrect. What was
Oh,
Waylon's middle name?
Waylon's middle name. Waylon Shooter.
No, that's incorrect. How many brothers did Waylon have? Two, three, or four?
2.
That's incorrect.
I'm
Where was
bombing.
That's okay. No, you've got time. Where was Waylon Jennings born? Was it Lubbock, Texas, Tulsa, Oklahoma, or Littlefield, Texas?
Littlefield, Texas.
That is correct. Waylon Jennings started his musical career at what age? Was it 12, 24, or 33?
12.
That is correct. Waylon's first record was produced by which of his best friends?
We don't have a multiple choice here.
Not on this one. Not on this one.
I just read this earlier. Willie Nelson.
It's incorrect. During his career, Waylon was known by several different nicknames. Which one was he not known by? Was that King of Country Music, the Telecaster Cowboy, or Waymore?
Telecaster Cowboy.
That's incorrect. In 1960, Waylon and his band were the house band for which club in Texas? Was it JD's, Carl's Corner, or Gillies?
JD's.
It is correct. Which event? Which event almost ended Waylon's singing career before it even started? Was it a car wreck in which he broke his wrist, frustration with his manager, or the death of Buddy Holly?
Death of Buddy Holly.
That is correct. Waylon signed with A&M Records early in his career. One of the owners was a well-known musician at the time. Was it Bobby Bear, Herb Alpert, or Chet Atkins?
Chet Atkins.
It's incorrect.
Oh!
That is the timer, but we can still answer this question. So, what was the name of the live album that Waylon put out? The first live album. Was it Waylon Jennings at JD's, Waylon Live, or Never Say Die?
Never Say Die.
That's incorrect.
Oh, oh man.
That was, I think you got 4 on that one. I thought
4, that's my lucky number.
Sorry, man. I thought these were going to be easy. I've got to start doing easier ones for people. Sorry, buddy. So we'll just go over the answers for you. So Waylon Jennings was born in 1937. His middle name was Arnold. He had 3 brothers. He was born in Littlefield, Texas. He was 12 when he started his career. Buddy Holly was his best friend. He was the nickname he wasn't known by was King of Country Music. But the others you got correct, except it was Herb Alpert, not Chet Atkins.
Okay. Well, later in his career, Chet Atkins did work with him. But
yes.
Did you know that he was supposed to be on the airplane that crashed that killed Buddy Holly, and at the last second he didn't want to go?
He gave up his seat, didn't
he? Yeah.
Yeah, that's just lucky and sad at the same time, isn't it? What's next for you? What's next for yourself?
Okay, so right now with this this album coming out and the way we produced it and made it and are doing this PR campaign, I'm gonna spend this summer doing more of this kind of stuff. I've got quite a bit of podcasts and interviews and shows that I'm doing just to get the album out there. And the more time that I can spend on doing this at the beginning of my career, then the more that the snowball will gain momentum as it goes down the hill. So I'm focused on that this summer rather than touring right now. But I will not turn down any, solo, duet, any kind of shows that come my way. But as far as having a tour and everything, we're really just trying to get this music out there and then tour where they like the music. So that's the goal. But I have written another album and am really excited to get back in the studio also.
So before we disappear though, so what's one question that you wish I'd asked you?
Why I was in jail when I wrote the song "Please, Please, Please."
I was actually going to ask that. So why were you in jail?
Okay, so well, apparently they had the police or the DEA or Homeland Security, whoever, had found this very large amount of marijuana, and they thought that I was somehow involved with that. So, but later, after 3 months in a jury trial, I was found not guilty by a jury of 12. But in that time, I didn't sit in jail the whole 3 months, but when the first night they'd arrested me and put me in jail, and I didn't know why I was being held. They couldn't tell me either. They just said you're on a hold for 72 hours. And but when you get your little jumpsuit on and all that, pretty crazy stuff. They give you this pen. It's about this big and it's rubber, so you can't hurt anybody with it. And a couple blank pieces of paper, and I wrote this song without a guitar, because apparently they don't give you a guitar
Wow,
when you're in jail.
that's
And
right.
but I was thinking, oh brother, where art thou? Because they're breaking out of jail at the beginning of
Yeah.
that movie, and I kind of had the Coen brothers in my head, and so yeah, I was going. So I wrote this song, and it's a please, 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 if you let me out of jail, I promise I'll be good. That's the premise of the song.
And
So
it's not been released yet either, is it? Is that
it,
right?
it comes out on the 26th of
Okay.
January. Yeah, it's the first single that we're doing three singles, and then the album should be out by July.
Okay.
So
Well,
yeah,
we're going to have an exclusive right here on U Country for the first time ever. We're going to have someone play live. We've not tested this out, so we'll see how this goes. But we're going to have someone play live, ladies and gentlemen, live in his living room. And I'm going to mute myself so I don't ruin the song. Will you please at home give a big round of applause to Ty Stonehawker, who is going to play his song. Please, please, please. Over to you, Ty.
please, 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 let me go back to my baby. Let me go back to my kid. I promise I'll never cheat, lie, or steal. Let me go back home again. Oh, they went and put me in the jailhouse. Now they want to stick me in the pen. 'Cause I've been a rambler all my life, and I'm ready to throw the towel in. Please, 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 let me go back to my baby. Let me go back to my kid. I promise I'll never cheat, lie, or steal. Let me go back home again. Son, that's too much smoking and drinking. One man to do, it's a sin. And I've had my fair share of women, and I'm ready to throw the towel in. Please, 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 let me go back to my baby. Let me go back to my kid. I promise I'll never cheat, lie, or steal. Let me go back home again. I used to have a big old bag of money. I spent it on the town and threw it in the wind. Now I've got nothing to show for it, and I'm ready to throw the towel in. Please, 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 let me go back to my baby. Let me go back to my kid. I promise I'll never cheat, lie, or steal. Let me go back home again. Yeah. Let me go back home again. Yeah. Let me go back home again.
Well done, Ty. Fantastic. Nice to hear you live. And we got past any kind of audio problems that we were facing before, which is really good. So
Yes.
what are your socials? Ty, so that people can find you?
So it's Ty Stonehawker, Ty Tystone Hawker. So like a stone bird, Stonehawker, and then just Ty, short for Tyler. My mama calls me Tyler, but all the nieces and nephews in my family call me Ty Ty. So
Ty.
Ty it is. Yeah, I had to get away from being Stony anymore because I changed my life around, you know.
Ty, one more time. Thank you very much for being on. Will you come back and defend your title a little bit later?
I will, and I'm gonna be ready this time. I'm gonna give you a topic that I know about.
That's fair enough. Yeah, absolute pleasure. And if you're ever in the UK, just give me a shout, man, and we'll meet up and have some of that coffee.
Oh, okay. Sounds good, man. Yeah, I'll send some over to you in the meantime.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Ladies,
Paul.
Ty Stonehawker.